Have you ever felt that inexplicable sensation that someone was watching over you? That moment when, for some reason, you changed your usual path and later discovered you avoided a major problem? Or perhaps that night when you woke up for no apparent reason, only to realize you had forgotten the stove on. These are not mere coincidences. And today, I'm going to reveal something that will completely change the way you see these situations. Padre Pio, in his writings, shared an extraordinary truth. There are clear signs that reveal the presence of a guardian angel in our home. And the most surprising thing is that these signs are happening all the time, right under our noses, but most people simply don't know how to identify them. If you believe in the protection of angels, write in the comments, "My guardian angel protect me." Do this now, as this simple act of faith can strengthen your connection with your spiritual protector. What I'm about to share with you today is not just pretty words or vague theories. These are 5 concrete signs, observed and documented by Padre Pio throughout his years of spiritual experience. Signs that once you learn to recognize them, will completely transform your perception of the protection you receive daily. Imagine waking up every morning with the absolute certainty that you are not alone, that there is a protective force by your side, guiding your steps and shielding you and your family. This is not a fantasy. It is a reality that many people already experience, even if they cannot explain how or why. Padre Pio often said that our spiritual protectors are closer than we imagine, but we must be attentive to the signs of their presence. And that is exactly what I'm going to reveal to you today. The 5 unmistakable signs that indicate a guardian angel has chosen your home as its dwelling. The first of these signs is so astonishing that when people discover it, they are amazed to realize how many times they have already experienced it without giving it proper importance. It is something that can happen at any moment of your day, in seemingly ordinary situations, but it carries a very special meaning. Before revealing each of these signs, you need to understand something fundamental. This is not just any message. It is knowledge that has been kept and preserved for a long time, and it has the power to completely transform your spiritual life and your connection with your protectors. Many people go through their entire lives feeling like something is missing, that they need more protection, more guidance. But the truth is that protection already exists. We just need to learn how to recognize it and connect with it more consciously. That's why each sign I'm about to reveal is not just information. It's a key that will open your eyes to a dimension of protection and care that has always been present in your life, but that you may have never fully noticed. Get ready, because in the next few minutes, you will uncover truths that will change your perspective forever. And remember, the more attentive you are to this message, the stronger your connection will be with the blessings I am about to reveal. Now, before I start revealing each of the 5 signs, I want you to answer honestly. Have you ever had that inexplicable feeling that something or someone protected you from imminent danger? Take a moment to think about it, because you may have already experienced the first of the signs I'm about to reveal. Padre Pio had an extraordinary ability to perceive the presence of angels. In his letters and writings, he always emphasized how these protectors act in our lives in very practical and real ways. They are not just distant beings, they are constant companions in our daily journey. And do you know what one of Padre Pio's greatest concerns was? Seeing how so many people went through difficult moments without realizing that they had a force beside them capable of helping them. It's like having a treasure stored in your home without knowing it exists. Many of you have probably experienced inexplicable situations. That moment when you were about to make an important decision, and suddenly something inside you said, "Don't do it." Or that time when you found the solution to a problem in a completely unexpected way, as if someone whispered the answer in your ear. What happens is that our spiritual protectors work in subtle ways. They don't appear with shining wings or the sound of trumpets. Their presence is delicate, respectful, and constant. That's precisely why Padre Pio dedicated so much time to teaching people how to recognize these signs. When you learn to identify the presence of these protectors in your home, something extraordinary happens. It's as if your eyes are open to a new dimension of care and protection that has always been there, but you couldn't fully see before. And this isn't just about protection from physical dangers. Guardian angels, according to Padre Pio's teachings, also protect us from excessive worries, help us maintain peace during turbulent times, and even guide us toward opportunities that can improve our lives. Think about your home for a moment, that place you call your sanctuary. Have you ever stopped to notice how many potentially dangerous situations have been avoided? How many small accidents that could have happened simply didn't? It's interesting to note how Padre Pio always emphasized that guardian angels have a special fondness for family environments. They choose to dwell in homes where they can fulfill their mission of protection more completely, watching over not just one person, but the entire family. Now get ready, because I'm about to reveal each of the 5 signs that indicate your home has been chosen as a dwelling place by one of these special protectors. And the first of these signs is something you may have experienced as recently as today. The first sign that reveals the presence of a guardian angel in your home is what Padre Pio called subtle interventions in daily life. These are those moments when you feel a sudden urge to check on something in your house. For instance, you're about to leave and, for no apparent reason, feel an urgent need to go back and double-check the windows, the stove, or some other detail. When you do, you discover there was indeed something that required your attention. This isn't merely a case of good memory or intuition. Padre Pio explained that our protectors have a unique way of communicating with us through these small alerts. It's as if they gently touch our consciousness, warning us about something that needs our immediate attention. And it's not just warnings about danger. Sometimes you might feel an inexplicable urge to call a family member, only to find out they really needed to hear your voice at that moment. Or perhaps you decide to rearrange your daily tasks, and because of this change, you avoid a mishap or encounter an unexpected opportunity. The second sign is even more fascinating. Padre Pio described it as unexplainable harmony. This is when your home becomes a place of peace, even in the midst of challenging situations. You may have noticed how some places have a special energy, a feeling of warmth and comfort that goes beyond the decor or organization of the space. This harmony manifests in various ways. For example, you might notice that family arguments tend to resolve more quickly in your home, or perhaps visitors often comment on how peaceful and welcome they feel when they're at your place. Even pets seem calmer and more balanced in certain areas of the house. Padre Pio taught that guardian angels create a sort of energetic field of protection when they choose a home to dwell in. It's as if they establish a frequency of peace that affects everyone who lives there or visits. It's no coincidence that you may feel a noticeable difference when you return home after a difficult day. This harmony also manifests in how problems are resolved in your home. You may notice that, even in seemingly unsolvable situations, answers eventually arise in unexpected ways. It's as if an invisible force is orchestrating circumstances in your favor. And do you know what's even more interesting? These first 2 signs tend to intensify when you acknowledge and express gratitude for them. It's as though the simple act of recognizing and valuing these manifestations further opens the door for your protectors to act in your life. Now, before I reveal the third sign, which is even more surprising, take a moment to reflect. How many times have you experienced these manifestations without realizing they were signs of your protectors present? How many coincidences in your life might have been, in reality, the careful interventions of your guardian angel? The third sign is what Padre Pio called protection through dreams. Have you ever noticed how sometimes you wake up in the middle of the night with a very clear feeling that you need to do something? It's not just insomnia, it's waking with purpose. This is one of the most striking signs of a protector's presence in your home. This protection during sleep manifests in various ways. For instance, Those nights when you wake up a few minutes before your alarm clock, feeling completely refreshed. Or when you wake up suddenly and realize you forgot to do something important, but still have time to address it. But it doesn't stop there. This third sign also reveals itself through dreams that bring answers to situations you're dealing with. Those moments when you go to bed worried about a problem and wake up with a clear idea of how to solve it. These are not coincidences. They are forms of communication that our protectors use when we are most receptive. Padre Pio explained that during sleep, our minds are more open to receiving spiritual guidance. It's as though our protectors use these moments to transmit important messages, alert us to situations that need our attention, or simply provide the rest we need to face the challenges of the next day. The fourth sign is equally extraordinary, the synchronicity of encounters. This sign manifests when the right people seem to cross your path at exactly the moment you need them most. It's as if there's an invisible organization of events in your life. Think about how many times you've found the solution to a problem through someone who appeared unexpectedly in your life, or how certain people seem to come to you precisely when their skills or advice are most needed. This synchronicity also shows itself in small details of daily life. That phone call that comes just as you were thinking of the person. That friend who shows up with the information you desperately needed, or even a stranger who offers a comforting word at just the right moment. Padre Pio always emphasized that our protectors work by organizing these coincidences in our lives. They know exactly who can help us in each situation and create the opportunities for these encounters to happen. What's even more fascinating is that when you start to notice this pattern of synchronicities in your life, they tend to become even more frequent and meaningful. It's as if the simple act of recognizing these manifestations creates even more space for them to occur. Now imagine how many times you've benefited from these synchronicities without realizing that they were, in fact, the careful work of your protector. How many important people in your life may have been brought to you through this invisible organization of events. Get ready, because the fifth and final sign I'm about to reveal is perhaps the most surprising of all. It's the one that, once you understand it, will completely change the way you view the seemingly casual situations that happen in your life. The fifth sign, which Padre Pio considered the most significant of all, is what he called the multiplication of blessings. This sign manifests when you begin to notice a sequence of small victories and achievements in your life, as if an invisible force is working in your favor in every detail. This sign isn't about great miracles or extraordinary events. It's about those small daily blessings that, when observed together, reveal a pattern of constant protection and care. These are the moments when everything seems to fall into place perfectly, even in the most challenging situations. For instance, you may have experienced days when a series of small positive events happen in succession. You find something you've been looking for, receive unexpected good news, or solve a problem that seemed complicated with surprising ease. When these situations start to occur more frequently, you are experiencing the fifth sign. Padre Pio explained that this sign is like a special signature from our protectors. It's their way of showing us that they are constantly at work in our lives, not just during big moments of need, but also in the small details of everyday life. And here's something truly remarkable. This sign has the power to multiply when shared. When you acknowledge these blessings in your life and share your gratitude with others, it's as if you open an even larger channel for these manifestations to happen. Now, let's connect all the signs we've revealed today. Think about how they manifest in your life. The subtle interventions in daily life, the unexplainable harmony in your home, the protection through dreams, the synchronicity of encounters, and the multiplication of blessings. Together, they form a complete network of protection in your life. What's most fascinating is how these signs complement each other. For instance, when you're attentive to the first sign, subtle interventions, you naturally become more receptive to the fifth sign, multiplication of blessings. It's as if each sign strengthens your connection to the others. Here's an important revelation. These signs aren't a privilege reserved for a select few. They are available to everyone who is open to recognizing and receiving them. The only difference is that some people have already learned to identify these manifestations, while others haven't yet paid attention to them. Padre Pio taught that our protectors are always ready to intensify their presence in our lives. They are simply waiting for us to be more attentive and receptive to their signs. It's like having a wonderful gift always at hand. We just need to be willing to accept it. So from today on, start observing your life more closely. Pay attention to the small details, the apparent coincidences, the moments of unexplainable peace. Each of these moments could be a sign of protective presence in your life. And remember, the more you recognize and give thanks for these signs, the stronger your connection to this protection becomes. It's a virtuous cycle that grows stronger each day, bringing increasing peace, harmony, and blessings into your life. If you've realized that you've experienced any of these signs, share your experience. Your testimony could help others recognize these manifestations in their own lives. And don't forget to write, "My guardian angel, protect me," in the comments to further strengthen this circle of protection. From now on, you have the knowledge needed to identify these 5 signs in your life. Use this wisdom with gratitude and mindfulness, and allow your protectors to act more powerfully along your journey. Always remember, you are never alone. There is a protective force by your side, tirelessly working for your well-being and safety. And now that you know the signs of their presence, your life will never be the same.